Yeah, hello everyone. Nice to be here and thanks for the invitation. Before I dive into my presentation, I just want to lose some words about myself, that you know my background. I worked as an art director and 3D artist for several advertising agencies, mostly on automotive clients, and then I changed sites and went to Otto, a large e-commerce retailer here from Germany, and was responsible for implementing the CGI pipeline there for the home and living department. And then, so half a year ago, a little bit longer, I left Otto and now I'm the CDO of 747 Studios. They're founded in 2002 in Hamburg. It's a photo and CGI studio, but we're also doing more and more interactive experiences. We have 2,500 square meters of studio area. And yeah, this is our team. As Max already mentioned, a very diverse team of different kind of creatives, from photographers, videographers. We've got our own permanent employed stylists. We've got food stylists. We've got a food kitchen in every studio. We've got some programmers, an R&D lab, post-production, and that's the great thing about 747 Studios, that you have all of that under one roof, right? If there's a CGI artist who is lighting a scene and needs some help from a photographer or whatever, then he's just next door, and so very collaborative kind of work. And then in addition to that, we have 11 CG artists sitting in the Ukraine, which is a phenomenal team. They're unbelievably good, and that helps us to push the CG stuff. So those are the areas that we work in. So from photography, as I said, food styling, we've got our own set construction. We're doing the post-production, production consulting as well, because you can also rent our studios, and then all the way to concepts and then the digital world. Our location studios, this is something that is quite special. Christian, our founder, who is a photographer, always dreamt of having those location studios, and when I moved into the Ruhrstraße, where we are located now, we had the opportunity to take the north side of the studio and erase all the walls and build them up from scratch in a way that we thought this is great for all kind of image or film productions. And when we need some sunlight, then we just do it with artificial lighting to imitate the sun. And here you get an idea of the studio area. This is our atelier. And then to the Altbau. And all the walls can be moved and can be replaced by some other type of walls. The flooring can be replaced to whatever you need. And this led to a little bit of different kind of photography for our photographers, because in the past, when there was only artificial lights, they shot a lot from a tripod, and now they're more freely on the location, so all images get a little bit more lively and authentic. Some images, those are now photography that we do from still life. This is for Faber-Castell, which is a long-time client of us, and the great thing about them is that for most of the production there's no agency in between, so we can work directly with them, which gives us more freedom. We're more involved into the concepts. This is from our atelier. We're also doing on-location shootings, like lifestyle shootings, or people that you can see. That was in Kapstadt in South Africa. This was in the north, in the Lüneburger Heide. Free work of our people photographer, Louise. Or also studio people photography. We're doing, as I already mentioned, a lot of food photography. This is something we're quite famous for over the past years. Just to give you an idea of what we're doing, then pack shots in combination with still life. And then a little reel. And all the authenticity comes a lot from those real-life studios in the back. Yeah, we're developing recipes, if you want, that it not only looks good but tastes good as well. Excuse me?
Is that a benefit of working there?
Yeah, it is, but you have to make sure that you don't. So you get an idea of what we're doing. Then within the last years, more and more social media productions are asked, where it's not about the last 3% of quality, but it's more about producing a lot of images and a lot of content within 1 or 2 days. So this is something we're also doing. This is for Brate. We're doing all the images for them, also for the other brands they're having. And this was also a concept for social media that we made internally, and also the look and everything. This is our social media reel. This is quite funny, the last shot that you saw where the guy was cutting the carrot. In the past, we always took some hand models who did that. But then to just establish the scene and to do the lighting and all that kind of stuff, one of our food stylists took the knife and the carrot and did it. And then we recognized, wow, that looks so much better and more authentic than this hand model, because he's doing that every day, right? So in the meantime, now we're just taking our food stylist to doing those kind of shots there. And last but not least, our CGI department. Starting with that one, there was a free work of our creative director, who's coming from an architectural background, and in combination with Christian, our founder, who was a still life photographer. This is kind of the things that we're mostly known for, so interior stuff. This is from our room library, so when clients come to us, they have either the option to have kind of a special architecture that is built especially for them and exclusively for them, or they can work with rooms from our room library, and this is one of our room library that is ready to work, so you can start immediately with the work. This is for Walter Knoll, especially built for them. This is again from our room library for Rolf Benz, Freistil. And with them it's quite interesting, because normally we do kind of renderings. So after modeling, we do some renderings, and then we send over the renderings to the client, and then the client is doing the review based on the rendering. With Rolf Benz, it's different. We send them over the 3ds Max file, and they start doing the review on the 3ds Max file, so in 3D, rotating it. That's why the quality of those models is always a little bit better than everything else, because the guys from Rolf Benz, they know exactly on that material where the folds need to be, how they have to be, and stuff like that. This is for Villeroy and Boch. We're doing the hospitality stuff for them. And when you take a look on the carpet there, back on the wall, we have our own established photogrammetry pipeline, where we can bring those things into CG as well, and I'm not sure, no, I think I don't have an example. And another great thing is when we work with Villeroy and Boch for hospitality, is that we have our food stylist, so we set up some dishes do them then in real photography and place them into the CG images in post. For Walter Knoll. This is an example for doing some CG stuff in combination with real photography. That's also the nice thing about 747 Studios. As I said, we have everything under one roof, and the collaboration with the 3D artist and the photographer to do the shooting is quite close. So just to make sure that we get the best quality possible. Some close-ups. CGI reel.
Drop it down, twist it up, pop it like upside down on the wall, upside down on the wall. Slide it strong, turn around and stick it up, fine specimen, drop it down, now pick it up,
Ah, yeah, there you see it.
Wow.
Yeah, as I said, we've got a lot of different departments under one roof, and we're recognizing that it's getting more and more digital. So a lot of clients that used to do real photography with us come more and more and ask to do it digitally, because they've got different kind of variation of a different product that can be then automated, or because they need some special locations where a real shooting would just be too expensive, or whatever reasons. But we recognize that it's getting more and more, and we think that in approximately 3 to 5 years, we're having the stage where we're doing more CG stuff or in virtual worlds than in reality. And then you come to the point where you ask yourself, okay, now we've got all these great talents, photographers, stylists, food stylists, whatever, and you can't educate them all to a 3D artist. Either they don't want, which is completely fine, or they can't, or for whatever reasons. So we had to find ways to still do production and to be able to use their skills, but in a way that they're able to collaborate, in a digital world without the need of being a 3D artist. And this is where also my titles come from, how to make it feel less 3D-ish, if you want. And then in 2020, Unreal 5 came on the market, and then our founder was like, okay, this is the moment where I was waiting all the time for, right? Where it starts feeling more on a real set instead of like sitting in front of a computer and pushing buttons and yeah. This is one of our images for Rolf Benz from the Unreal Engine. And in the beginning it was like, okay, is the Unreal Engine, is it the point now where it's so good that we can use it as a proper production engine? And then we made some tests, and now you can, which is Unreal, which is V-Ray? What do you think? It's hard, I know. Left is Unreal, right is V-Ray. And it was the same with all of our photographers, CG artists, whatever. No one could distinguish which one is from V-Ray and which one is from Unreal. So from that point of view, we know, okay, Unreal is at a point where we're able to use or to produce the quality that we used to produce also in real life. And then we've got now 2 ways to go. The first one is for the internal stuff, as I mentioned, but once you've made that step, it's not that far to produce something that maybe also a client of us can use to produce the content without the need of having our photographers or our CG artists, so he's able to produce its content on its own. First of all, the internal thing. So we've got our room that is set up in Unreal. Then the next stage is, this is done by could be done by photographers or stylists, or also sometimes from a 3D artist. So to set up the set very roughly, just with a large furniture that should be used within the production very easily. I think you get the point. And then the next thing is the styling. And for that we've implemented this is just the POC that you see here. But it's kind of an iPad if you want, or tablet, where all our props are shown. And the stylist with a headset is now able to create them in virtual space and then place them where he thinks it looks best. And yeah, we're still playing around with how to make sure that he's able, or that he has every freedom you could imagine, so no gravity. And on the other hand, you need gravity to make sure that the pillow really lies on the sofa and is not hanging in the air. So what we're doing now is, you see it, the first time he grabs it, it has no gravity, and the second time he grabs it, it has gravity. The third time, again, no gravity, and then gravity again. So, and when he double clicks it, then it disappears. And it works so good. Our head of styling, head of art department, when she was wearing the headset for the first time in her life, it took 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and she was like, okay, now I got it, and was styling the location. And after these 5 minutes, she starts and wants to let on the armrest of the sofa, and she falls apart because there was no armrest, right? So you really feel, okay, this is working quite properly. And then for external, we're building the virtual studio in a way that we've developed a layer on top of Unreal where everything that only a 3D artist understands disappears, and you just left stuff that a photographer, an art director, a stylist understands. So our clients would be able to produce content through that virtual studio on their own. I've prepared this little video, but I will try to make it now in real time. Let's see.
If it doesn't work, you can blame me.
Yeah, because it's running on Arcware, in the cloud. And by the way, this is really the super service from those guys from Munich. Super simple to use. So here we have it. The whole UX and UI is still work in progress. Super simple, just to make sure that it works. But we haven't spent any time yet to make it, work better. And when it comes to quality, the resolution you can throw into those, into Unreal is quite amazing.
This is a video stream off of a server?
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got some very simple menus over here where you can then, as I said, still proof of content. You're able to set up some predefined sun adjustments. Later on I can show you how you can light products with it. You can change the background if you want. And this could be then for a client, for example, for client A, you have those 3 rooms, those predefined backplates, those product stages within the room. And for another client, you maybe have some other rooms where they're able to produce their content in. Exactly. So we've got here some examples for hard surface stuff. Yeah, and the great thing is everything that a render engine or can be done in a game can be done here as well, right? Here we've got some something like this. Let's go back to HDRI. And then here in the kitchen, we've got our product stage. And it's always nice when you see someone dealing with it the first time. and how long it takes until he knows how to navigate in the scene. There you recognize how much Counter-Strike he played back in the days, right? So here you've got your product library, and then, yeah, we've prepared a little scene. And then you've got the possibility here to play around with your focal length and the depth of field. And if you think, yeah, this is nice, then let's do a quick rendering of it. And yeah, with our internal graphic cards, we're able to produce up to 8K. And we've got a huge printout hanging in our office, and the quality is really amazing. So not really anything different to V-Ray or whatever. And yeah, if you want to have some new products, you're just able to throw them in. And then, as I said, the idea would be to have all the products of a client in here so that marketing employees or whatever are able to build their own content. And one thing is, now we've got our huge library of ready-to-render high-end props. We've got approximately 3,500 to 4,000 props, really high-end ready-to-render for 3ds Max and V-Ray. And now we need them on Unreal. And this was something where we were, okay, how can we deal with that? And then I talked to Max. It was kind of in the beginning of the year, or to Martin. I don't remember. But they were telling me that they're coming up with rapid PBR, and this was, yes. Now we have something that we don't have to develop ourselves. And this was the first test. This was from our material library, 3ds Max and V-Ray. And then we pushed that through rapid PBR, and took the GLB and placed it in Unreal, and that looked way better than from Datasmith, because this on the left is what Datasmith provided, and when you take a look on the graph, you would not even know where to start adjusting the material. This is the Datasmith solution, and this is the one that comes out of rapid PBR, so way better to work with and to deal with. And now, yeah, the next step would be for us to convert our complete library into Unreal so that we can provide our clients within their rooms all the props that we have. Thank you.